Power levels in anime has been something of great debate in the community for a really long time. Whether it's the totally balanced, totally fair power climbing with Hunter x Hunter, or the absolutely overpowered Gojo Satoru that even the author had to banish him to the Shadow Realm. Yet, in the end, people still ask the question of who can beat Goku. But I'm not here for that today. With the soon approaching release of my favorite manga's new animated adaptation, Chainsaw Man, I want to ask the real question. How many chainsaws can Chainsaw Man have? If you're not familiar with Chainsaw Man, it follows the story of Denji, an impoverished young man who, after making a contract with a dog-like devil named Pochita, fuses with Denji, granting him the ability to transform parts of his body into chainsaws. Denji eventually joins the Public Safety Devil Hunters, a governmental agency focused on fighting against devils whenever they become a great threat to the world. And you might be wondering, Toro, Chainsaw Man can only have 3 chainsaws because it's what it looks like on the cover. And to that I say, you might be right. Denji in a day-to-day basis would only need 3 chainsaws to deal with stuff. 1 on his head and 2 on his arms, because he'd need 2 legs to walk. Occasionally, he could transfer his chainsaws down to his legs, so in theory, he could have a maximum of 5 chainsaws at a time. But what if I told you there could be more than just single-digit chainsaws? What if I told you that Chainsaw Man could have hundreds, nay, thousands of chainsaws? Let me explain. While I was rereading Chainsaw Man for the 3rd time, I noticed something rather interesting. In this panel and this panel right here, you can see that Denji's chainsaws work differently than the ones you'd normally see. This led me to believe that Chainsaw Man could generate a chainsaw on any part of his body as long as there is a surface. So I went ahead and cooked up this formula right here. Body surface area divided by vertical chainsaw surface area equals chainsaw spots, or the number of chainsaws. First, I used the BSA calculator and punched in Denji's measurements, 5'7" and 110 pounds, and we got a whopping 2,341 inches square of skin surface. Who in the world would need to know that information? Yet, second, I tried calculating the vertical chainsaw surface area of Chainsaw Man's chainsaw, but this was the trickiest part, since I don't know what brand Denji is using. But hey, here's the thought. Since Chainsaw Man's chainsaws, from the looks of it, is double the length of his forearm, I just need to measure roughly my Asian teenage boy arm to base that number on, which is about 41 inches. Nice car! With that number, it's time we go shopping. After looking all over the web, the only thing I can find that matches is the Steel 088M model. Now that we have the chainsaw's measurements, we can do the calculations, right guys? Upon looking at this chart, I was baffled at how much effort I'm about to put in versus how much I'm getting back, because these numbers don't make any sense at all. Doing math is a pain in the ass already, especially when you also have to learn about chainsaws. But trust me guys, this video is still about the popular manga Chainsaw Man. So what are these numbers? This is a pitch. It means it's the distance between any 3 consecutive rivets divided by 2. This is a gauge, the thickness of a drive link, and this is the number of drive links, or the length of the chain. And since it's actually really hard to calculate the ellipse-looking blade, and since we're doing creative math here, I'll just deem this thing as a rectangle instead. This was our formula. And to get this bad boy right here, we'll need to get the length and the width present. The width is pretty easy. According to this graphic right here, it is about 3 times the gauge, which we already have. Now to get the length, it's the blade's perimeter minus the blade's true length, all divided by 2. Okay, but where the fuck do we get the perimeter, you may ask? Behold, the chart of drive links. Using basic math, we can easily get all the measurements done right away, though this took me about 4 hours to finally get. Putting everything into our formula, we get the final result of 2,215 chainsaws, and it would look something like this. But wait. With the amount of blood that 2,000 chainsaws would use, it would rather look something like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you've stuck around until the end of this video, consider subscribing for more totally chaotic content. I've been Toro, and see you in the next video. Peace.